So neutral thinking was this idea that was really built in large part at the University of Alabama. You know, our first year we got to Alabama, people forget we were 6-6. The culture was filled with so much negativity. And so if you just kept telling people, hey, be positive, be positive, be positive, it didn't ring true, it didn't make sense. So one of the first things that we started to do was well, where does the mind really have its most influence? And when we think of positive versus negative, what's really the strongest? And what we found out was that negative thinking and negativity in general were by far more powerful than being positive. So if you were equally negative to equally positive, that equally negative would outweigh the positive as 7 did to 1. So what we started to realize is, what if we could just minimize the negativity without really focusing on the positive? And we've realized the carrier of negativity is language. When I'm talking about, I don't want to be here, it's hot, man, we can't beat Louisiana Monroe, how are we going to have a chance to get to LSU? Whatever the situation, that language becomes really powerful. So the first thing you have to do is learn to stop. What if we just minimize negativity? What if we just stop saying stupid shit out loud? So the first step to being neutral is learning how to minimize negativity. Now the second thing is, you can't just not do your way to being successful. Neutral is this idea that the past is real, okay? So what people really struggle with positive thinking is the state that you're at, this negative, difficult state, never happened. And you have to just pretend it didn't happen and you move to this positive outcome. Neutral thinking says, you know what? That happened and it was bad. However, the past is not predictive. What happens next is based upon what you do, not what has happened. And so it's this combination of what we call behavior-based thinking, that I focus on the next behavior and not what has happened. So a neutral thinker is somebody that, instead of thinking about outcomes, we're not going to worry about outcomes, we're just going to be a better version, and hopefully the outcome will change. So it's the acceptance of the past without bias. It happened, it's real, but what happens next is totally based upon what we do, not how we feel.